Today, we're going to talk about one of the most vital, essential ingredients for healthy, resilient, thriving relationships that virtually none of us know anything about. It's around validation. Validation is an essential ingredient to successfully relating. But this word, validate, is misunderstood and it's misinformed. I believe that communication is the heartbeat of relationship. Well, if that's the case, then validation is the soul, the actual energy of a relationship. But the majority of relationships don't experience true validation. Think of it this way. If you want to have emotional intimacy, which is the foundation of a relationship, you have to have validation. Now, let's move into what this word means. I'm going to begin by telling you what validation is not. One, validation is not simply the ability to mirror back or repeat the words you just heard. Many people in my field moronically think that by teaching their clients to mirror back what they just heard, that's validating. No, that just means you're listening, memorizing, and spitting back the words you just heard. It's completely transactional. It means virtually nothing. So, number one, validating is not mirroring back and repeating words. Two, validating does not require that you agree. Another commonly misunderstood concept. You don't need to agree with what you're hearing to validate. It means that you care how the other person feels, what their perception is, what's troubling them, or what they want to share with you. Now, if you really care about this other person, then you'd have to be curious about what they're feeling. But there's the problem. If it's personal, if they're trying to share something that they're hurt or upset or bothered by with you, in that moment, you need to choose. Am I going to defend myself? Am I going to invalidate and tell them they're wrong? Or am I going to quiet my mind? Am I going to quiet down my reactivity? Hopefully, it's the latter. So, to validate someone else, if it's a personal issue between the two of you, requires suspending your truth temporarily. It doesn't mean you're pleading guilty. Now, if you truly care about how they feel, you have to be curious. You can't just listen to the words and react and respond to them. You need to step into the other person's shoes. That's what empathy is. Now, is what you think you're hearing what they actually intended? Words and experiences mean two different things to each of us. Now, how will you know if what you're hearing is what they intended you to hear? By asking questions. You have to be curious. Now, these are not questions intended to defend yourself or to turn the tide of feelings back in a different direction. The purpose here is to try to get in their shoes. How did they experience what they did? What was their perception? What was their experience of me? How did they experience me in that moment is what I want to know. In this moment, I don't care what I was intending. I care about what they were experiencing and what they were feeling. Now, to be curious, you cannot defend yourself. You cannot deflect and you cannot react. This does not mean you're pleading guilty, once again. It means you're taking your truth, your experience, and your beliefs, and you're putting them up on the shelf for a time. You must put your own feelings and truth to the side to be able to validate and understand another person. Curiosity does not mean the questions you are asking them are prosecutorial. These are not gotcha questions. You must fight the need to defend and fight the need to be right. This is the source of empathy. Quiet your mind and truly listen. Lean in to what you're hearing as though you are their ally, not their opponent. Now, I'm not proposing that throughout this process of validating, you never have an opportunity to share what you'd like them to understand. There may be an urgency to do so on your part, but timing is essential. You can't listen and validate and then say, yes, but too quickly. If you turn the corner too quickly, you've lost them. You're not validating. So, after a period of time, and how much time really depends upon the circumstances, the energy, and what's going on. But there can come a time after you have truly been in their shoes and validated them that you can then pivot and share something you want them to know about your experience. This is very different than a debate. You're not telling them why they're wrong, but you're adding more information. But you must slow down the tendency to interrupt prematurely. We have to share our experiences and our subjective perceptions with each other. You see, when the other person feels validated, valued, and respected, they're then in a position to take in what you have to say. We then have an exchange which is honoring the relationship. Do you care how I feel? Speak in the first person. If you're the person who's seeking to have your feelings validated and understood, don't ever start off by saying, you are, you did. Speak in the first person. I feel. I need to share with you something I've been feeling that's been troubling me. I hope you'll be open to hearing it. That's an invitation to not be adversarial. Don't speak objectively. Speak subjectively through feelings. You must resist the temptation to defend. And when you feel the urge to defend, ask yourself, what is this person trying to convey to me? First question, what are they trying to convey to me? What do they want me to know? Second reflection, is it more important or urgent for me to correct them or to quiet down that need and to honor them by simply staying present? And by staying present, you may ask questions out of the curious nature. Then ask yourself, would I rather be right? Or would I rather hear how they feel? This is emotional intimacy. The bedrock of a relationship requires emotional intimacy. Next, as they're talking, ask yourself, am I judging them? What is my monologue with myself? Am I truly listening or am I judging them? Validating is the core to respectful relationship and honoring each other. Now, essential. Feelings are not right or wrong. If we express feelings, nobody has the right to tell you you're wrong. Remind yourself, remind each other, do you care how I feel? If you care how I feel and I express my feelings, you need to honor me and honor our relationship by taking those feelings in. Let go of notions of objective truth. You can get to your personal truth after you have validated. True, genuine validation transforms and heals relationship. But there's no validation without emotional intimacy. The core of a relationship is the expressing of feelings. In couples counseling, I cannot begin to tell you how often and how frequently I have to prompt the people I'm working with to share their feelings and to ask each other, do you care how I feel? And the answer cannot be yes, but. Validating each other and validating your own feelings and perceptions is resourceful. It's transformative. It's a new way of communicating and a new way of relating based upon the fact that we are subjective, caring human beings, not arbitrating right and wrong as though in a debate. Tune into validating each other and being curious, and your relationships will transform. Until next time, I hope you're well, enjoy, and look to validate the people in your life that really matter to you. Thank you.